Welcome to KQEG and Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, wellness, and fitness. Well, today, we take an inside look at the Viterbo V-Hawk men's and women's track and field. New head coach Chase Thomson, along with two V-Hawks, Matel and Kayla King. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Chase Thomson, our viewers are like, who is this guy? Brand new to the community, hired in October. Head men's, head women's coach. Let's talk first about your journey before you came to lacrosse.
Sure, I'm excited. Well, first of all, thank you for having us. It's a pleasure being on the show. My journey to here is quite the interesting one. I've been to two other schools prior to this for my coaching career. I was at St. Lawrence University, which is in the North Country, as they call it, up in northern New York, about 2 hours above Syracuse. And there I got my master's degree in educational leadership and got to work for 4 to 5 years on the track and field team. Got a lot of experience, really enjoyed my time there. I got to travel all over the East Coast. And then I was also at the College of Worcester, where I was the recruiting coordinator and also the full-time assistant there. Got a great experience in Ohio. Ohio's got some great track and field too. And I started to progress my way towards the Midwest, where now I'm here in lacrosse, which is very exciting.
I noticed on your resume that you wore several hats, from working with special athletes to elite athletes to marketing, all kinds of different things. So you really, you had a buffet of different opportunities and responsibilities.
Correct. Yes, I also worked in sports information. So for anybody who doesn't know what that is working athletic communications, putting out stories, doing all the stats for all the sporting events, as well as I had the opportunity to be the marketing coordinator for the NCAA championships while at St. Lawrence University. So that was a really interesting and unique opportunity to see the kind of the media side as well, but make sure that the NCAA track and field championships was run efficiently and was marketed to the community. So
let's go back a little further really quick. You must have been a high school athlete too then, growing up on the East Coast?
I was. Actually, I'm from Pennsylvania. Towanda, Pennsylvania. I was a 3-sport athlete. I played football, basketball, and track and field. And I actually didn't start track and field until I was a junior in high school. So I was relatively new to the sport compared to a lot of my other teammates. But I soon fell in love with it and then moved on to Misericordia University, which is in Dallas, Pennsylvania. So if you've ever heard of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre, most known for The Office, the show The Office, that's where that is. And I did a 4-year term there before I moved on and pursued my profession, which is coaching.
Good. Well, you sounds like you were prepared before you came here to Viterbo. Speaking of 3-sport athletes, the guy next to you, Matt Matel from Marathon, Wisconsin, a 3-sport athlete.
Yep.
You had some great experiences when you were in high school.
Yeah, I did. I played 3 sports, so I think obviously track was the sport that I tried to focus on throughout the off seasons and stuff like that. I worked pretty hard at it. I think I kind of blossomed my senior year, and I think we were the D3 state champs that year, so that was a pretty big moment in my life. With some great coaches, E.J. Otto. He was a great coach. He really showed me the way and paved my way to get here to Viterbo to run for Coach Metelko and now Coach Thomson.
Actually, believe it or not, I remember you being involved with the state WIA championships, track and field here in lacrosse. I remember, and you look a little bit as emotional now when you said that as you did when you were a state champ.
Yeah, it was the greatest experience of my life, most impactful experience. You know, I think I was there 3 years, sophomore, junior, and senior year, and with some major disappointments my sophomore year, it really pushed me. And then junior year, I was on a 4x100 meter team that won the state championship, and then my senior year, it just all came together. The whole team got to celebrate at the end, which was really
special.
Awesome, really special. Yeah.
Speaking of special, Kayla King, special to have you as a senior. And reading your resume from St. Croix, the Virgin Islands,
yes,
all the way to Viterbo University. Now, I don't know if many of our viewers have been to the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, but by the way, before a guy by the name of Christopher Columbus came to this country. He stopped in the Virgin Islands. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
You did? Well, you're historically, you're pretty solid, huh?
Not as solid as I wish I was, but we learned about Columbus and the Virgin Islands history when in high school.
So this begs the question, I'm sure our viewers are wondering the same thing. Kayla King from St. Croix in the Virgin Islands, a beautiful area.
Very beautiful.
To say the least. Comes on a leap of faith, perhaps, to La Crosse, Wisconsin and Viterbo University. Talk about that.
So in high school, me and my friends were looking at schools, and it so happens that we ended up applying to the same college. And we were deciding which school should we go. We didn't decide that we wanted to go together, but we were like, I want to go to this school to run. And our track and field coach in high school, he was so ambitious, and he wanted us to, go to college to run. And then we applied to Viterbo University, and the coach, the former coach there, he contacted us all the time. Coach Sarah, she called our parents to talk to them, and we were like, they are so interested in us, so we all decided that we'd go to the same college. So I came to Viterbo with two of my friends from high school who also ran with me, track and field.
But you had other options. You looked at other possible higher education institutions.
Yes, I did. I also applied to Aurora University, but they were not as interested in us as Viterbo University. I also applied to a few Adventist colleges, but I wouldn't be able to run there. So Viterbo was my top school.
And as I looked at your resume too, this is impressive as Matt's. You went to the St. Croix Educational Complex,
yes.
and of course in the Virgin Islands, and you were a tremendous athlete. And Youth Olympics, you played in some high-profile games. I mean, you just weren't an ordinary athlete, were you?
I discovered my talent at a young age, and I've tried to do my best to develop it as much as I could. So in high school, we didn't have as much athletes in the Virgin Islands, as we would like. So I was one of the top athletes. So I got to go to games outside of the islands. I went to Ukraine for the World Youth Championships. I went to Carifta Games where Usain Bolt ran. So it was pretty eventful, in high school.
Wow, so you had some great experiences.
I actually did. Track and field has made me travel so much.
So, and Matt, you had some great experiences too, and both academically and athletically. And when you look back and as you grew up in marathon, who inspired you?
It was definitely my parents, obviously. Most parents, they're always there for you. They travel down to all my meets, pretty much, and, you gotta love your parents, just always supporting you academically, financially, things like that. And then definitely my grandpa. He just passed away this last year, and he gave me a quote. He was on his deathbed. He said, like quoting the great Newt Rockney, "Win one for the Gipper." So that's been an inspiration for me this year, just to keep working hard. It's something I always just keep thinking about when you're getting through those hard lifting sessions and workouts, stuff like that.
Matt, when you run races, when you compete, do you have that thought either in your mind or on your shoulders, like who is with you when you're competing?
Absolutely. This year, that's what's changed for this year, is I'm always thinking about him before the races and then after, just giving some thanks for him and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So,
and that inspires you to be at your very best. Kayla, when you were growing up in the Virgin Islands in St. Croix, who really, think back to when you were very young, who inspired you to the point where they believed in you and they inspired you and encouraged you to be an exceptional athlete when you were young and a college athlete? Who did that?
So I was actually born on the island of Dominica. It's also in the Caribbean. And from a young age, I was faster than the average kids in my class. And, I really liked going fast, I love the speed of running, the speed that running brings. And I decided that I would run for my school. And, my mom, my mom supports me in everything I do. So, she always came and watched me run all the time. And then we moved to the U.S. Virgin Islands. And for a while, I wasn't running because I didn't really know anyone. I didn't know the track team there. And my mom worked in a school where one of the kids, his father was the St. Croix Track and Field coach. And, she talked to him, and a friend from school, he was like, Kayla is so fast, so he's going to introduce me to the coach. And that's how I met the coach. And he, from day one, he's like, you need to run for us. I need to train you. And I also have big calves. So,
Big calves.
yes. Everyone who sees my calves says I should be running. So.
Oh, good. When you the fastest runners in the world, I run a lot of recreational races.
Yes.
I'm a weekend warrior. The fastest runners in the world are Kenyans.
Mm-hmm.
You probably know that.
Yes.
And when you run races, maybe even at your level, or when you were back in St. Croix, people hold up signs. My favorite sign of all times in all the races I've ever run is this one. In your mind, you're a Kenyan. So in your mind, you're a elite runner from St. Croix, the Virgin Islands.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
That's right. All right, we're going to step aside just for a minute. When we come back, more today, the spotlight on Viterbo men and women track and field. We'll be right back.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports as we tape the show here on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all of our viewers and our guests. Today we're talking about Viterbo University Track and Field new head coach Chase Thomson, along with Matt Matel and Kayla King. Second half of the show, we got a lot to cover. But starting with, as we tape the show, you will be leaving in a day or so to Brookings, South Dakota, to the National Indoor Track and Field Championships. Talk about that and maybe the season, so far, the indoor season leading up to that, Coach.
Sure. Yeah. So far, coming in as a new coach of the program, right, you want to make your stamp and kind of set the tone for the team moving forward. So we've been training very hard. We started our season on December 2nd in Mankato, Minnesota. We had some excellent performances there, which kind of springboarded our team, I think, into the next semester, which is what a coach always asks for in a team. So we had a few meets up at UW Stout, and recently we were just at Platteville as a tune-up, trying to get ready for these championships. And we've had a lot of excellent performances by our upper class, which you see right here with us, as well as some of our underclassmen too, which I'm really looking forward to. We have some people who can walk away conference champion in several events, which is exciting as a new coach to kind of walk into a program with that type of talent. And then also we have people who are going to contribute and score points towards the team goal and the team total points. And the one thing we're working for as a team is to improve each day and try to improve our point total from last year and try to place as high as we can in our conference meet.
I'm sure you will too, and that's exciting to be able to read about that. Matt Matel, again from Marathon, indoor record in the 60-meter hurdles, indoor record in the pole vault in 2016, outdoor record in the hurdles. I mean, you as a junior have already made your mark in the record books. Are you satisfied with what you've done your first 3 years?
I'm happy with what I've done my first couple years here, but I'm not satisfied for the rest of this year for sure. I'm looking to. We got some big lofty goals, and they're yet to be accomplished. So I'm still working hard and looking forward to the rest of the indoor and the outdoor season.
Are you hard on yourself, Matt?
I am probably a little too hard on myself sometimes.
You expect a lot, don't you?
I do, for sure. Yeah.
And do you reach those goals? Do you set high goals, and are you satisfied if you don't always reach them?
I like to reach the goals, obviously, but sometimes I know it's it's impossible to reach every single goal you ever make, and that's why they're goals. They're not just, you know. So, but yeah, sometimes you can't always get everything you want. So you just got to keep working hard for the next season, and then try to accomplish it that season. So.
And Matt, you've done well, and the entire community's proud of you, not just Viterbo University, but you've also had some setbacks. You've had some injuries, and I'm sure they have affected you. How have you grown from those? And talk about those injuries.
Yeah, I think the big one was last year indoors, the meet before conference. I had a hamstring injury. I tried to compete at conference, didn't really work very well, so I shut it down. I competed in pole vault, and then I didn't compete in the rest of my events that day. And then I had qualified for that nationals, that indoor season, and then in the prelims at nationals, I re-aggravated that injury, and that put me out pretty much all of outdoor, and I didn't get to run until the outdoor conference meet. So that motivated me for this year to get back fully healthy and keep attacking both my pole vault and hurdles.
What are your thoughts when you have those injuries and or setbacks? Because a lot of people self-destruct when they have those setbacks.
Well, I mean, we have some great training staff at Viterbo, and they do a great job keeping your spirits up every day through the recovery and the physical therapy that you do. And then really just got to have a positive attitude. The coaches have positive attitudes, which is really great. And then just keep working to get back. And I think you just got to have your eyes on the prize, eyes on your goals, and that'll keep you going.
I'm sure they do. Kayla King, when I read your accomplishment, indoor records in the 60 meters and outdoor records in the 100 meters, 200 meters, I mean, you have set a mark, too, as a senior, but you've had, kind of describe and go back and talk about your career. You satisfied?
Definitely not. You know, before even coming to college, I set so much goals for myself. And my freshman year, I was doing really well, you know. I broke school records my first year. I qualified for nationals twice my freshman year, but after my freshman year, I started having shin issues, and it kind of set me back because running with like they said that it was a borderline stress fracture. So, you know, it kind of had me a little defeated. But I still continued running, you know, because I said I had goals to meet. You know, I can't let my parents down. I can't let anyone down. I have a whole team that, you know, needs me. So I've been, you know, just pushing throughout those years since I've had the shin issues.
Where do you get that strength from?
You know, God, my supporters, you know, everyone, you know, has been supporting me throughout my college career. I have so much people at home that, you know, they talk so highly of me, and I just need to keep it like that.
So you are deep in terms of spirituality,
yes.
aren't you? What do you get that strength from? What particular saying do you like to use?
You know, with God, all things are possible. You know, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, so I was born in a Seventh-day Adventist home. I went to a Seventh-day Adventist school when I was elementary. So, you know, I've just been in a family that's always looked upon God, and I've just always seen God do so many things for me since I've been small, you know.
In the book of Philippians, chapter 4, it talks about that God can do all things, and He is the one who strengthens us. Is
yes.
that one of your favorite Bible verses?
Yes, it is.
And there's another particular chapter, verse in Proverbs that talks about God will honor those that honor Him and strive for excellence.
Yes, very much so.
And you strive for excellence.
Yes, always.
And I'm sure you strive for excellence in the classroom, too.
I try my best.
Talk about your academics, and where are we going to see you? Your major, where are we going to see you in a few years in terms of your career?
Criminal justice is my major. I've always wanted to be in law enforcement, and right now I'm applying to the police academy because I wanna eventually join the FBI and be a federal cop.
So you want to start with the La Crosse Police?
Yes.
the chief of police happens to be a friend of mine. Maybe I can help you in that area. But and right now you're doing some things to prepare yourself for that.
Yes, I am. I'm also in the National Guard, so I wanted a little military background behind of that too.
Good for you.
Yes.
And Matt, looking at your resume, and you are as strong academically as you are athletically and as you are as a person, because you take a great deal of pride in your academics, been on the dean's list, similar to Kayla. Talk about your academics, how you balance all that, and as a junior, you're leading toward a career and your major and so on.
Yeah, I think as far as academics go, you really just have to treat it the same way I treat track and field, is just you have to put in the time to get the grade or to get the result. So that's my attitude towards that. And as far as
careers,
my major is sports management and leadership. So I'm really looking to get into type of like a athletic administration or maybe an athletic director type job. So I'm looking to get some nice internships for the summer and get some stepping stones to get into that kind of field.
Well, in leadership and in athletic types of administration, they're always looking for people that have a solid background and are solid people that strive for success. I've met the enemy, and the enemy is me. Does that describe you?
Sort of, yeah, definitely.
Meaning your toughest opponent is
yourself. Yeah.
And is that how you would describe you two also, Kayla? I've met the enemy, and the enemy could be me?
I mean, at sometimes I would say so. Sometimes I'm so hard on myself, and sometimes I bring myself down. But, I just have to, look to the future, look where I want to go.
Well, most successful people, and I'm sure our viewers would agree, are hard on themselves.
Yes.
They have high expectations. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're not too hard on yourself.
Yes.
But, Coach, you are just, as we tape the show again here on Valentine's Day, you're headed to the Nationals indoor. And then the outdoor season starts. So in the last couple minutes of the show, you start your outdoor season meets at the end of March, and then hopefully that will culminate with the Nationals in Gulf Shores, Alabama at the end of May. Talk about that.
Yeah, so outdoor season can be challenging in Wisconsin, as all the viewers will know. It gets very cold and the snow sticks around quite a bit. So we'll get outside as soon as we can, and which we're really excited to actually get outside and train on an outdoor track. But we'll start up at St. Mary's, and then we'll progress through the year. We'll travel mostly in Wisconsin and Minnesota. We do have one meet scheduled called the Drake Relays, which is a huge highlight meet. So we'll hopefully have some individuals, maybe some sitting in this room, that will qualify for that type of meet, which will be excellent competition. But then moving forward, preparing for our outdoor championship, which will be in North Dakota. So instead of South Dakota, we'll be going to North Dakota for that. I'm looking for the similar result that we are this weekend, high success, some conference champions, but also people who can come and score some positive points and really motivate the team to work hard. And then, like you said, the national meet, which is in Gulf Shores, Alabama, hopefully we can have some success and qualify some individuals for that. We do have that type of talent on our team here at Viterbo, so we'll wait and see. It's kind of a wait and see. They have to hit the marks throughout these meets, and that's why we have so many meets throughout our season, is to give our student athletes the opportunity to qualify for that type of championship.
Well, let's hope you get to Gulf Shores. But when you get with your conference meet in North Dakota, keep your winter clothes ready to go. But then when you get to Gulf Shores, you could leave them at home because it'll be warm. I can guarantee.
That's right.
That.
That's right.
Well, it's been a pleasure getting to know you, Coach, and two of your tremendous student athletes that represent Viterbo University the way I know the people perceive student athletes and staff at Viterbo University. Again, today our guests, head women's and men's track coach Chase Thomson, along with Matt Matel and Kayla King. Thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back with some closing thoughts right after this.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
Who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. Today we profile Viterbo Track and Field, a relatively new program at Viterbo, having a great deal of success. Now with the spring season, everybody excited for the spring sports. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's show. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping you will have an active and a healthy week ahead.